Well, we always say we're going to save more money, start planning for retirement. Well, why not start today? Here with more insight in today's Your Dime sponsor, Blackvest Money owner, Deshaun Williams. Okay, so I'm not going to put you to work doing any workouts.
I appreciate that.
So we are going to put our money to a workout.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
let's talk a little bit about Blackvest.
Sure.
And you are kind of coaching people on how to manage their finances.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So basically, you know, I said I started Blackvest and just with the mindset of I want to be what I wish I had, you know, 10 to 12 years ago. Right. So, you know, a lot of things as we were discussing earlier, the hardest thing about, you know, any type of progress or recovery is just getting started. And that's one thing that Blackvest focuses on, just getting people out the door, you know, just approach it. Let's find out where you are. The only way we can move forward and get to where we want to be, we have to understand where we're starting.
What are some of those little hang-ups that people come across that makes them not start now?
Sure. A fear of knowing or having an idea of where they are. You know, I know people, I speak to people daily that had never checked their credit, you know, for the sheer fact of, oh, I know my credit's bad, so I'm not going to, you know, even attempt to do this. Well, you don't know that, you know, and a lot of times their credit is a lot better than what they even assumed it would be. You know, so I think that's the main thing, just the fear of the unknown.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you mentioned credit here. So you've got some tips on how people can rebuild their credit.
Absolutely.
So first one up, don't get too close to your credit limit.
Absolutely.
How do you know what your limit is?
Again, it goes back to that whole idea of you have to get out there and find out where you are. Right, you know, I tell people all the time, if you have a $300 credit limit, you know, the easiest way to find out is just check your bureau, check your credit, you know, check your credit bureau, find out where you are. If you have that 300, just stay under that 30%. I use the rule of thumb of 30%. If you can't pay it off, you know, completely, just stay under that. You know, show some you know, responsibility as far as your utilization rates and things of that nature is concerned. And even those small changes alone, your credit score will skyrocket.
Okay, this one isn't on your list, but I learned this on TikTok. And they were saying how if you make like 2 payments in 1 month, but it's like you have to pay it on this day, and then if you pay it on this day, it kind of tricks the system. And then you've got 2 payments made, and then that'll help your credit. Is that legit?
So it is a thing, right? So you have what they call your statement cycle, right? So if your statement, you know, comes out on the 7th, right? The idea is to have it, if you can, have that minimum payment at least paid, or again, have your credit card balance to a 0 before that statement cycle, right? So the statement cycle isn't necessarily the due date of your payment. So if you're paying before your statement cycle, then you pay on your due date.
Oh, it's kind of like 2 payments.
Double dipping.
Okay. Next up, don't apply for a lot of credit in a short amount of time. I can recall in college, if you wanted a free T-shirt, hey, come get this credit card. And it's like, all right.
Absolutely. Same situation. I remember my freshman year in college. 1 minute I was having a push-up contest with a Marine. Next minute I had 2 credit cards in the mail. Right, so it's one of those things where you just have to you have to be mindful of it, because that is, you know, it's looked down upon. You know, I know when I was in the mortgage field, you know, in the mortgage industry, we would see individuals that would, you know, have a, you know, decent credit score, but they had 15 inquiries, and that alone, well,
that's going to hurt you.
There's a reason, you know, you're fishing a lot, so we're going to say no.
Okay. One more you have here. If you can't get approved for a regular card, a secured card is a great option. What's a secured card?
Absolutely. So the secured card, this is one that I personally, you know, I took advantage of when I was in my rebuilding phase, right? So a secured card, it's just like a regular credit card. The only difference is you kind of initiate that opening, you know, that opening credit line. So you send, I won't say a credit card company name, but you send the card company a $500 cashier's check. They'll open up a savings account, and that $500 savings account is your initial credit line. So you pay it back and everything just like a regular credit card. And then at the end of typically 6 months to a year, they'll not only give you that $500 back, but then they'll increase your line.
Well, who knew? Okay, and obviously I didn't know a lot of that. So, Deshaun's your guide there at Blackvest. Give them a like on Facebook. They're also on Instagram and all the socials, and have a great website. And you can learn more and start rebuilding your credit. So we appreciate your time today.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, we'll connect you at CILiving.tv.